థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. నేను ప్రతి కార్యక్రమంలో చెప్తూ ఉంటాను, నా మాటలు మీ దాకా చేరాలంటే ఈ స్పీకర్లు ఎంత అవసరమో, ఈ కార్యక్రమం మీ దాకా చేరాలంటే మా స్పాన్సర్లు అంత అవసరం. ఒకసారి గట్టిగా మా స్పాన్సర్స్ అందరికీ చప్పట్లు కొట్టండి. ఎంఎస్ఎన్ రియాలిటీ వారు, అలాగే ఏలియన్స్ గ్రూప్ వారు, యోషిత, గోగి, ఐమార్క్, వర్చువోసో అందరూ కూడా దర్ ఎక్సలెంట్ స్పాన్సర్స్. వాళ్ళు ముందుకొచ్చి ఈరోజు ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ఎంతో కొంత సహాయం చేశారు కాబట్టి ఈరోజు ఈ వేడుక ఇంత ఘనంగా జరుగుతోంది. మూవింగ్ ఆన్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ స్పీకర్. మనం కట్టుకుంటూ వెళ్తున్నాం బిల్డింగ్స్. ఇందాక సార్ చెప్పారు, వేముల శ్రీనివాసులు గారు, వనరులు ఉన్నాయి, దిస్ ఇస్ గ్రౌండ్ వాటర్ చాలా ఉంది, ఇక్కడ ఇంత ల్యాండ్ ఉంది, ఇన్ని ట్రీస్ ఉన్నాయి, కానీ వేర్ ఇస్ ద సస్టైనబిలిటీ? మనం దీన్ని ఎంత ఎన్వైర్మెంటల్ ఫ్రెండ్లీగా చేస్తున్నామో అనేది దట్ ఈస్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ గోయింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. దెర్ విల్ బీ ప్లాన్ బి బట్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో ప్లానెట్ బి అని ఒక కొటేషన్ ఉంది. సో మన ప్రాంతాన్ని, మన దేశాన్ని, మన రాష్ట్రాన్ని, మన నగరాన్ని మనం ఎంత సురక్షితంగా ఉంచుకుంటాం అనేది సస్టైనబుల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అండ్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ నెట్ జీరో. సో ఐ నౌ లైక్ టు request and introduce the speaker first before calling him onto the dais to speak about the neutralizing developmental effects, sustainable development and focus on net zero. ఈ రోజు ఈ టాపిక్ మీద మాట్లాడడానికి ఒక వెరీ వండర్ఫుల్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ మన ముందర ఉన్నారు. ఇండియన్ గ్రీన్ బిల్డింగ్ కౌన్సిల్ IGBCకి ప్రిన్సిపల్ కౌన్సిలర్గా వ్యవహరిస్తున్న శ్రీ ఎం ఆనంద్ గారు. వారి 30 ఏళ్లకి పైగా ఉన్న అనుభవంతో ఎన్నో సస్టైనబుల్ బిల్డింగ్ డిజైన్స్ చేసి 1000కి పైగా క్లయింట్స్కి అందించారు. He holds a bachelor's degree in electrical and electronic engineering and has been actively involved in promoting IGBC's green building rating systems. He's a Guinness World Record holder, a TEDx speaker, recognized for his contributions to the green building movement. అంతర్జాతీయ స్థాయిలో భారతదేశాన్ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేసి 250కి పైగా ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కండక్ట్ చేసి భారతదేశం సస్టైనబుల్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ని పెంపొందించడంలో కీలక పాత్ర పోషిస్తున్నారు శ్రీ ఆనంద్ గారు. మీ అందరి చప్పట్లతోటి వారిని ఈ వేదికపైకి ఆహ్వానించేద్దాం.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, and it's amazing to stand in front of the August gathering. And I once again thank Naredco as well as the Raj News for the wonderful opportunity given to all of us. So, since it is late in the evening, I take the liberty of asking a very small question: what is Hyderabad known for? Can I get some quick responses? Biryanis, pearls, climate. Yeah, the list goes on and on, but Hyderabad is the only city, as far as my knowledge goes, after working in 30 years in Hyderabad, is the only city in the whole of Asia to have a natural rock formation. So when you go to the other cities, as you heard from the OSD, it is all plains in other cities, we don't get this. So Hyderabad is also known for rocks, and Hyderabad is also known for this our own center, IGBC headquarters, which is hardly 2 minutes from here. It is world's greenest building in year 2003, we heard. So Hyderabad is not only known for biryanis, pearls, charminars, Golconda, and natural rocks, it is also known for the green buildings. All the architects like Mahip and others, they call Hyderabad as a mecca of green buildings actually, because of this building. This building belongs to all the stakeholders, all the developers and all the government agencies and nodal agencies. We started in year 2003. This building has been inaugurated by then President His Excellency Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on 14th of July 2004. So next time whenever somebody is asking what is Hyderabad is known for, you can proudly say that Hyderabad is known for green buildings also. So what it started as a one building, today it started as a buildings, and Hyderabad hosts beautiful buildings. As I see Murali Manohar Garu and other leading developers, Jayberry's Peak, we were involved in those days, which is one of the finest green buildings. Our Vijay Sai Garu's S&S Green, and the list goes on and on. So the lot of buildings which has adopted sustainability is very simple actually. What we tell in Indian Green Building Council IGBC is like what we have 5 fingers in our palm. Sustainability is all about addressing 5 elements of nature, or Panchaputas, what we call. It is very simple. How do I handle the site? Number 1 to start with. So Hyderabad is a rocky terrain. Moment we get the terrain, how do I preserve the entire ecosystem? How do I preserve the rocks, the small plants are the trees and the grass, the flora and fauna. How do I design the building? That is number one. Number two is on the water efficiency. Nobody used to talk about the amount of water being used in a flush or in a tap or in a shower in those days, 25 years ago I'm talking about. So the green building is all about how do we reduce the water consumption per person. We are not compromising on the comfort level. Somebody wants to have a swimming pool, shower, rain shower, everything is fine, but focus on the water it consumes. That is the number two. Third is on energy efficiency. Whenever the summer comes in, the energy bill goes up. We are not saying that we should not have air conditioners, we should not have the fresh air units and others. All that comfort has to be provided. We have to maintain the temperature in an indoor office or in a house during a peak summer, 24 degrees centigrade. But how do I consume less energy? By bringing in beautiful architects and others, had a panel discussion, they brought in the heritage, the culture, the thousands and thousands of years of India's unique system of designing the buildings and the built environment, which reduces the energy demand and enhances the comfort. That is what we address in IGBC as an energy efficiency. Fourth thing is all about materials and resource. What kind of a cement I bring into my site? What kind of a steel I bring into my site? What kind of a furniture? What kind of a paint I apply? This all have to have consume minimal resources. I may say that I have paid 500 rupees for a cement bag, but the moment the cement bag has landed, how much amount of limestone I have taken in the quarry, how much energy it has used for manufacturing, whether it has come by a lorry or it has come by a train, what is the amount of emissions it has emitted before it has landed at my site. So these are the things we give it in a very, very good look. And the good news is 10,000 products are now certified. Products are certified as an eco-friendly product. Tomorrow when you are buying a cement bag or a paint can, when I buy a milk cover, what is that I do? Or when I buy a medicine, what is that I do? I look for the expiry date. But many a times when I buy a paint can, all I tell the interior designer or the contractor is, this is my budget, this is my color, this is my texture. I leave it there. My humble request is, you go into that product, whether it is an IGBC certified green product, Green Pro label. Green Pro label means it is not only energy friendly, it is not only environment friendly, they are all people friendly. Earlier when the paint is applied 20 years ago, they used to have a lot of chemicals actually. If it is painted yesterday, I will not be able to walk today morning and occupy the building. Whereas today, if you use IGBC certified paints, adhesive sealants, when you apply it yesterday, today you can do the Graha Prayasham and live in there actually. So these are all people friendly. That is on the fourth element, what we call it as a materials and resources. Fifth is on indoor environmental quality. Whether you like it or not, nowadays we have started spending 80% of our time in the indoors. And the most of our indoors are air conditioned. Our car is air conditioned, bedroom is air conditioned, schools are getting air conditioned, offices is getting air conditioned. So how clean or the quality of the air I breathe is going to decide my health and well-being for the next 50 years. Somebody who's in the 20s, they may be very happy, I am very, very strong, I will be able to take care of polluted air. But what happens to him or her after 50 years? So the indoor environmental quality talks about how I bring in daylight, how I bring in a fresh air, how I have all these adhesives like carpet and others are all people friendly. The best part is the Indian architecture is we always bring in enormous amount of daylight and the fresh air. You walk to the palaces built hundreds and 200 years ago itself in Hyderabad when they constructed, electricity was not there. Forget about air conditioners. Even electricity was not invented. Some of them have been constructed in the 10th and the 15th century. Even today, they are all much better than our own IGBC certified project, which is in the high-tech city. So we started from the buildings, then we went into built environment. We are working with the new government in the future city. We are working with various cities across the state actually. So how the city itself is going to enhance the quality of the life. It is not only a project, individual project is the one we started off, then we went into the built environment of the cities. Then now we are talking about a net zero. When we are talking about green or sustainability as far as IGBC is concerned, where the headquarters in Hyderabad, we are not asking every stakeholder or a common man present here to do less of bad. We want you to do more of good actually. I repeat, sustainability is not a rocket science. We are not asking you to do less of bad. We wanted you to do more of good actually. So the more of the good is net zero. So now the investors or the landowner or the property owners, they are all aspiring to make their project a net zero energy to start with, net zero water, and net zero carbon eventually. So the whole world is moving towards net zero. So that is what we wanted to request all the NARADCO members and other stakeholders, designers and architects are all involved in this particular movement of IGBC, the Indian Green Building Council's headquarters in Hyderabad is also become a net zero energy building in 2019. So let us all work towards making a net zero building. Many projects in Hyderabad and across Telangana, almost 100 plus of them are adopting for IGBC's net zero carbon rating program also. So here again, we are all supported by a lot of members. As I said, what it started as one building, the world's greenest building in 2003 is headquartered in Hyderabad actually. So Hyderabad is the headquarters of green buildings. It started with only 20,000 square feet. Our building is right across the street at the high-tech city opposite to the Google India office. So this is the aerial view. We have incorporated 140 kilowatt of a bifacial solar PV. Normally you would have seen solar PV with only one surface with the PV. In this office in Hyderabad, we have 2 layers of solar PV which generates 5% more energy, and then we pump in 15% additional energy generated into the grid. We generate 20% more energy than what it requires in this 20,000 project. With the support of NARADCO members and other government agencies and developers and architects, today India is standing number 2 actually. So we all should feel very proud. India stands number 2 with 15,000 projects with 13 billion square feet. I repeat, it is not million, 13 billion square feet of green buildings, whether it is a school or an office or a data center. Hyderabad Metro Rail is the world's only metro rail with a public-private model and is also IGBC certified, Out of this, 150 of them are going net zero projects. So what is the benefit one can envisage or one can get by adopting IGBC, the Indian Green Building Council's green or net zero rating program is, it reduces energy consumption. So only these 15,000 projects are able to reduce almost 65 billion electrical units. 65 billion units multiplied by 10 rupees an average. That is the amount of energy we are saving. It is almost 4 times the annual requirement of Mumbai city. We are able to save almost 200 billion liters of water in this 15,000 projects alone. So that is the 50 days of water supply for a big city like Mumbai again. And on top of it, now the whole world is talking in terms of carbon. Carbon is the only language the buildings, built environment and investors are speaking. So by adopting IGBC's rating program, we are able to reduce the carbon emissions to the tune of 52 million tons of CO2 per annum actually. So these are the 3 benefits by adopting IGBC's green and net zero rating program. Your energy bills are very low in your apartment or your office or in your infrastructure projects. The water consumption is lower. The carbon emissions are lower. So India has committed that it will become a net zero carbon emitter by 2070. Somebody can argue that 2070 is too far. But it will come in very soon actually. That is what we also thought when we launched this, our project in 2003. We have a 20 years of span, but already we are in 2025. So whatever you are all doing today and tomorrow is going to decide how India is going to become a net zero carbon emitter well ahead of 2070. So with this, I stop here. My humble request is, each one of you, please come and visit our IGBC headquarters in High-Tech City, which is the world's greenest building in 2003. And each one of you are welcome on any official day from Monday to Saturday. If you wanted to come and visit us on Sunday, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to roll out a red carpet. Welcome to all of you to go and witness. It has an experience center also. Hundreds of products and technologies are displayed wherein you can touch, feel and experience what is a green building is all about. So how do we predict the future? We in IGBC says that the best way to predict the future is to design it. How we are going to design it? By using the tools and taking the inspiration from a lot of buildings which has already adopted in Hyderabad, which are all seen as the pioneers and as the lighthouse projects across the world. So we in IGBC are very fortunate to have a wonderful opportunity given by the NARADCO and Raj News to share what we are doing from IGBC. Once again, thank you very much.